Folks, grab your chair, man. It's a sorrowful day for the city boys. Now, check it out, man. Tory Lanez has been found guilty on all three charges in relation to shooting Megan Thee Stallion. The three charges are guilty for discharge of a firearm with gross negligence, guilty for assault with a semi-automatic firearm, guilty, right, for being in possession of a concealed firearm in a vehicle that's not registered. And just to be clear, that was the firearm that wasn't registered. Now, coming from somebody who was in the courtroom, who's been at trial, who heard every testimony, every witness, every fact that's been stipulated in court, here's why I think Tory Lanez lost this case. First off, coming into the case, it was a steep uphill battle. Whenever you're in a situation where a victim of a crime is pointing to you as the perpetrator, you're automatically behind the eight ball and have a steep hill to climb. Because not only is she pointing you as the perpetrator, it's been stipulated as a fact that you was at the crime scene, you had gun residue on you, and then a second witness did a tell-all interview with the prosecutors and pointed to you as the shooter. Let's just run through exactly where I think Tory Lanez and his lawyers went wrong. See, Tory Lanez and his lawyers came into this trial not with a specific story, right? This came into this trial with alternate theories. Like maybe Tory Lanez did not shoot her. Maybe she was not shot. Maybe she just stepped on glass. And then they transitioned to, okay, maybe Kelsey shot her. You see, in Tory Lanez's lawyer's opening statement, he never stuck to a particular theory, a particular alternative form of actions. You see, the prosecutors came and their opening statement was, yo, Tory Lanez shot Meg. Tory Lanez beat up Kelsey after shooting Meg. Tory Lanez told him to get back in the car and they drove off. And Tory Lanez shot Meg after they got into an argument about Tory Lanez being a subpar artist. After day one of this trial, Tory Lanez and his defense crew were in an amazing position because the prosecutors called three witnesses. All three were police officers, and the defense were able to poke holes in every bit of their account of the story. And the three officers got off the stand each time looking like they didn't know what they were talking about, looking as if they were trying to be dishonest, and he was able to discredit each and every one of them. The first officer that was called on the stand was Officer Diaz. The prosecutors called him up, and the defense was able to get Officer Diaz to admit that they handled the evidence poorly, that they didn't properly mark up each particular evidence, that they lost the count of where Kelsey nails was. They kind of grouped it in with like the cartridges, and only like 3 cartridges was found. They didn't find all 5. And he was able to get Officer Diaz to admit that, man, bro, I don't know what's going on, bro. So they left court that day, I'm talking about in a brilliant position. And then Tuesday came, Megan Thee Stallion came to testify. Now when Megan came to testify, again, Tory Lanez is up like 1-0. When Megan came to testify on Tuesday, she started off her testimony really shaky, right? Her story and the prosecutor's stories really wasn't matching. You see, Megan told an account of, yes, Tory Lanez shot me, but after Tory Lanez shot me, I never seen Kelsey next to Tory Lanez when I look back and seen Tory Lanez shooting. The prosecutors claimed that Kelsey was right next to Tory Lanez, and that's how Kelsey got gunshot residue on her hand. Megan said that's not true at all. The prosecutors also said that Kelsey was the first one to go ahead and attend to Megan Thee Stallion and to try to help her with her wounds after Tory Lanez shot her. And then once Kelsey was helping out Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez began to approach Kelsey, decided to stop Tory Lanez dead in his track, and then Tory Lanez assaulted Kelsey. Megan Thee Stallion said, nah, that's not true. I don't know where they got that from because Kelsey and Tory approached me at the same time. So there were holes in the prosecutor's story and Megan's story. And after the first half before lunch, after Megan's testimony before lunch, it looked like, man, Tory Lanez about to spank this case. And then Megan came back for the second half after lunch, and she got the best coaching of her life, man. Right? She was being coached by Bill Belichick because she came, started quivering, started crying, started shaking. By the time she left the stand, I can say she probably gave the prosecutors a W that day because everybody left that day thinking Megan isn't lying about being shot. She's not. So when Kelsey was coming on Wednesday, Megan left it 1-1. The prosecutors won. Tory's team won. Kelsey came on a Wednesday, and Kelsey's testimony, probably the single greatest thing to ever happen to Tory Lanez and them, right? Because Kelsey did an interview with the prosecutors in September. And that interview was recorded. And for 2 hours, she told the prosecutors everything Megan Thee Stallion said. She recounted Tory Lanez shooting Megan. She even told the prosecutors in September that Tory Lanez threatened a shooter and Tory Lanez attacked her and beat her up. And her injuries matched up with her story. But when she came on the stand on Wednesday, she essentially told the prosecutors, everything I told you in September is a lie. It was not true. I'm sorry, it wasn't true. I lied to y'all. Now, there were, some mentions in court about how Tory Lanez offered Kelsey $1 million. And the prosecutors were alluding to Kelsey was now saying everything she told him in September about the story was a lie because Tory Lanez gave her money. Because Tory Lanez bribed her to keep her mouth shut. Now, here's where, though, the defense made a critical error. You see, Kelsey's testimony took so long that it was for 2 days, that she had to come back on Thursday. So when Kelsey left on Wednesday, after telling prosecutors everything she said was a lie, Tory and them team was in a great spot because now, listen, like, Kelsey just told y'all she lied about everything. So at this point, Megan was credible on the stand on Tuesday, but her story has been flip-flopping. Kelsey told y'all she lied. At this point, man, Tory is getting off scotch-free. And they left Wednesday where Tory Lanez was up 2-1. And it looked like that he was about to, I'm talking about, breeze through this because on Thursday, the defense still had to cross-examine Kelsey. And the cross-examination was going as planned, painting Megan as a drunk, as a jealous person, right? Poking holes in Kelsey's story, trying to paint Kelsey as somebody who had the gun. Everything was going as planned because Kelsey was so dishonest, so treacherous, that we started believing, okay, maybe Kelsey was the shooter. Maybe Kelsey did indeed shoot Megan after they got into a fight because they were both having an intimate relationship with Tory. And then the defense made a critical error. The defense got Kelsey to say that she felt pressured by the prosecutor to give those statements. And then this right here gave the prosecutors leeway to now object and tell the judge, hey, judge, he just got the defense witness, our witness, to question our credibility. Now we have to play the entire interview where Kelsey told us the entire story. Now we have to play this so our credibility can't be questioned. And the judge granted it. You see, the Kelsey's testimony, they couldn't play all 80 minutes of their interview in September. So what they did was they were playing, snippets here and there because it wasn't entered into evidence. So all they could play was whatever Kelsey denied, which was 30 seconds here, 30 seconds there, 30 seconds here, 30 seconds there. But the jury could not hear the full 80-minute audio until the defense team introduced the theory that the prosecutors pressured Kelsey into giving those statements. So now once the judge allowed that, the defense team left Thursday. They left Thursday sweating bullets. They left Thursday sweating bullets because now the prosecutors can now play the entire 80-minute audio for the jury. So yes, Tory's team left Thursday. They left Thursday with a 3-1 lead. They left Thursday with a 3-1 lead, meaning Kelsey says she lied. That's a W. That's a W. They won day one, right? And they won Kelsey's first day testimony. So it was up 3-1 at this point. But then it came back Friday and the jury heard the entire 80-minute audio. And what they heard was Kelsey telling the prosecutors exactly what Megan Thee Stallion told them on Tuesday. On Tuesday. Exactly what Megan Thee Stallion told them on Tuesday. Every single detail down to the little details that they wouldn't have correct if their stories were false. At this point on Friday, after the court heard the 80-minute audio, everybody left that court like, damn, Tory Lanez is cooked. Tory Lanez is cooked. However, there was still a saving grace because the prosecutors had rested their case and now the defense was going to be calling their witnesses the next week. So obviously EJ got called, the stylist who was there. He didn't really contribute to the case as much as, and you would think, right? He, just like testified how Megan was acting at Kylie Jenner party. Not much because he really wasn't there when the shooting took place. And then the defense called their star witness, Sean Kelly. Now, Sean Kelly is the defense witness, is the eyewitness, I should say, who told the defense team and the prosecutors that he seen a woman have a gun and she seen her shoot as well. So they brought him on the stand, and the defense thought that he was going to testify about how he's seen a two-woman fight. He's seen the woman grab the gun and start shooting. That's what the defense thought. When Sean Kelly got on that stand, Sean Kelly testified he's seen the two women fighting, and then after the fight was broken up by the two men, that one of the women reached into the vehicle, pulled out a gun, and he seen the muzzle flash. And then Sean Kelly was an older guy, so he was kind of like distorted and all over the place. And then he said he seen one of the shorter men, Tory, grab the gun from the woman and started shooting all over the place. And he shot 5 times. At this point, the defense realized they done messed up. The defense realized they done messed up because now their star witness is now identifying Tory Lanez as the shooter and saying he shot 5 times. And then after he said Tory Lanez and them shot 5 times, that Kelsey, Tory, and Jaquan Smith, the security guard, all bum rushed Megan and attacked her all at once. So at this point, it's over for Tory Lanez. Because that right there was the last testimony, the last witness that the jury got to hear. Now the defense attorney, a defense attorney asked the judge to hold the witness hostile so he can cross-examine his own witness. The judge declined. And those are the errors that Tory's team made. One, they questioned the prosecutor's credibility, which led the prosecutors to now being able to play the entire 80-minute audio of Kelsey's interview with the prosecutors in September. And then they brought on Sean Kelly, the eyewitness, the one and only neutral eyewitness, third-party eyewitness who identified Tory Lanez as shooting 5 shots. Oh, it's over with. Oh, that right there is where things went wrong, people. So I'm going to be updating you guys on exactly what took place. I do expect Tory Lanez's team to appeal, and sentencing is going to be soon, but it's your boy, Portic Flacco. Like the video, sub to the channel, comment for the algorithm. I'm out of here, folks. Peace. She came off as very believable and gave Tory team that work. Gave him that work, including calling him out for his N-word usage. So she came off as very relatable, very genuine, very believable.